It's 5 o'clock, and you're off the clock with B-Sky. Today, we're excited to have as our guest Otis Lambright, which he's been here before from the ABA. And Otis, who'd you bring with us?
Got Audrey Tabler, and she's our treasurer. Duane Spangler, lifelong ABA guy. Tim Scott, B. Scott, great friends and supporters of ABA, and Ronnie Ritter, president of Arkansas Bowhunters Feeding the Hungry, doing a great job of what he does.
Awesome. And guys, I hope your trip here was easy. I'm glad y'all came today. I think we're going to get into some good stuff. We're going to talk about bow hunting. We're going to talk about the ABA, Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry, and just the ins and outs of it. Before we get started, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and check out our shorts, our full format videos. They're all up there, and let's dive right into it. So, Otis, since the last time we seen you, what else you got going on?
Well, things are starting to ramp up. We're getting some clarification on all the different things we got coming up. The Havoc boat giveaway in the fall, and our urban hunt qualification shoots we got, all that stuff. We got a timeline. We'll break that down in a little bit, but just trying to get ready to ramp up things. And I wanted to go ahead and get this information back out, give people another heads up on you need to jump online with us and go ahead and complete your IBEP course if you're going to do compound, the bow course, of course, and then if you're going to do crossbow, that's a separate course. So, make sure you take the right one.
Well, true bow hunters are already shooting.
Exactly.
They don't ever stop.
It's hot too.
Ooh.
But we got our online portion that they need to go ahead right now and go ahead and get that completed, and then we'll have our field days ramping up, and Duane will talk more.
We'll put a link in the description below.
Yes, sir.
We'll put that down there so you guys can find it a lot easier.
Oh, you guys bow hunt? You bow hunt?
Yep.
You bow hunt?
I do not.
You do not bow hunt? You don't bow
have
hunt?
time to hunt.
Do you hunt? Do you hunt at all? Anything?
Oh, yeah. I rifle hunt. We got a farm there in Hot Spring County. And,
Oh, yeah.
So I hunt there some, but bow hunting it takes a lot of time, and I just don't
Patience.
have time to. Patience.
That's
I
the
know.
key.
yeah.
Patience.
What time do you wake up in the mornings?
5 o'clock-ish.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
early. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You go to
I'm
bed
in bed
about
by
3?
9.
Oh.
Yeah. And
See,
maybe
Dad's crashing at 3. He does the same
Well-
thing. He wakes up at 5. He's by 3 o'clock. He's taking a nap, or he's shutting her down.
Well, it's kind of funny. I like my naps if I'm home, and I travel a lot, obviously. So if my wife comes with me, then I'll let her drive for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then I'll get in my truck or car, and I'll lean that seat back and give me
good.
about 15, 20 minutes. I'm good. I'm ready to go again.
One of them power naps.
One of them power naps, yeah.
Power naps.
That's absolutely right. So tell us a little bit about what you have going on with the Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry.
Oh, wow. We always got stuff going on. Before we know it, the urban hunt orientations will be here in July and August. So I'm always present for that. A lot of people would say, well, what do you do in the off season? I said, well, let me tell you. I'm writing grants for doing what we do with these snack sticks, visiting folks. There's always something going on. We've got several partners that we're working with now, Farm Bureau, Arkansas Community Foundation. It's never ending anymore.
It's getting busier, seems like.
It's always busier. I've got a small cattle ranch in Hot Spring County there, west of Malvern. And so, I got way more than I can do. I really do.
Oh, you got a full plate, huh?
It's overrunning most of the time. So, but I love it. It's a passion. Hunters Feeding the Hungry. We started in 2000, working with urban bow hunters since Duane, probably about the first time they started the urban hunts, maybe.
Yeah, right.
So
I think it was a year after we actually got them. We did a preliminary and tried it in a couple of cities, and then once it full blown kicked
So they
off,
kind of going hand in hand.
Yeah,
They're kind of
they
both
do.
climbing.
We've been working with Ronnie the whole time. I mean, it's been great.
15 years, 16, maybe more than that. Well, time flies. I kind of lose track.
I've been an instructor for 17, so it's right
So
at
it's a
it's
long
right
time.
at that. Yeah.
Well, I know. I've heard of Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry. I've heard about it, for a long time, and it's like I don't know as a normal person that didn't look into it really closely, like how to get involved in it. Where is that?
I hear that a lot. It's like, oh, we've kind of heard of it, but what you do we have to pay for processing? So, no, we have about 70 deer processors all across the state, and that varies from time to time. We lose some and then we'll gain some. So all you have to do is when you harvest that deer, field dress it and drop it off. Doesn't cost you a dime. So, and then we turn it either into burger, just grind it into burger, You wouldn't believe it. The food pantries across Arkansas, their greatest need is protein. Protein. They get canned food. They get, dry goods. Protein. Have you bought burger lately? I mean,
everything's high.
The cheap burger is $5 or $6 a pound.
Yeah, everything's high.
Everything's high. Yeah, and the better burger is more than that. But the food pantries have a very difficult time getting protein. Protein is one of the most difficult and expensive things to get. And
Yes, sir.
so we work with a lot of church food pantries, work with some rehab centers, homeless shelters, things like that.
So it's also school related, right?
Well, this here, the snack sticks is school related. Yeah, we kind of started this at, we thought we'd been doing the burger for years. So we made some of these and we carried them to Jonesboro at the Arkansas State University Convocation Center, the basketball arena. And so we started handing them out to kids and said, well, let's see if they like them. They just kept coming back.
Well, everybody likes.
Oh, who don't like meat sticks?
I mean, 1,000 pounds now.
Most people call them jerky,
Exactly.
but it's not jerky. But so we thought, well, maybe we got something here. So we really didn't have a plan.
Let me check this thing out.
Yeah.
Oh, and at the Big Bug Classic, it's a prize.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, they love it.
Yeah, it's
I like how it says here on the bottom. It says not for sale.
Yeah.
So basically,
Well-
y'all hand these out, and they're not to be sold. They're just merely for feeding the kids.
you can't sell wild game. It's against the law in Arkansas. So yeah, we give them to kids primarily through the school backpack program, and we had no idea there was that great a need for weekend backpack programs. And we could tell stories that probably make you cry for kids that go home on the weekend that don't have enough food. And they come back to school on Monday and they're little terrors because they hadn't anything to eat because they're so hungry. They're only focused on, I'm hungry. So we started doing this with schools and it just exploded.
How many of y'all done?
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
that's-
a big number.
This past year we did 130,000 packages.
I wonder how many deer were donated. I know you probably don't know,
300
but
the year before last.
Yeah, we're still working on those numbers because processors are not real quick to turn those numbers in sometimes.
what's the paperwork? Nobody wants to do the paperwork.
Yeah,
That's
it's paperwork.
That's
They don't do
exactly. It is.
So
It
we
is.
do between this year we had a really good year. We did about 70,000 pounds of burger
Wow.
It's
That's
donated
crazy.
now.
donated.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. It's all
It's all
donated.
And it's all donated from Arkansas. There's no
Arkansas.
other.
No other, yeah. And
Nope, that's
actually,
just hunters in
Pretty
Arkansas.
cool. That's pretty cool.
the urban hunts account for about 20% of our donations of our deer.
Just urban.
Yeah, just the urban hunts, which is where we do make the snack sticks from the urban hunts, because that's a little different process. We just the processors debone it, and then we have to carry it to a location to get, the mix in there with that. There's pork added to this. Deer's pretty dry.
I imagine you have to go jump through some hoops to get it to where it's okay for you to hand out to kids.
Yeah, and this is USDA process, so we really jump through the hoops. We test it for CWD, which is pretty prevalent in North Arkansas. Hadn't made it down here yet, hopefully not. But yeah, we jump through a lot of hoops, work with the Game and Fish a lot and with the Bowhunters Association. So yeah, we had no idea this was going where it's going. We've done well over 300,000 the last 6 years. So
And I believe I heard you mention or talk about earlier that y'all have trailers stationed around.
we do.
What are those for?
We station those at the urban hunts. We have one in Hot Springs Village, Cherokee Horseshoe Bend.
Right.
We have one in Fairfield Bay,
Fairfield Bay.
and then we got a floater. Sometimes
Russellville.
we'll get Russellville, West Helena. Sometimes we get a club that has a lot of extra DMAP programs, Deer Management Assistant Program, where that club will need to shoot a lot of extra deer.
Oh,
So
It's a
sometimes
harvest management harvest.
yeah, it's
type thing.
it's deer management harvest
Yep.
program. So the Game and Fish will issue extra doe tags for some of those big clubs, especially along the Mississippi River where they're wanting to shoot big deer, but they
Yeah,
don't
there's a lot of
necessarily
does.
want to shoot the doe. So
well, there's tons of does in South Arkansas.
oh yeah,
down
tons of
here.
those. So
Holy
sometimes
cow.
we'll stage that extra trailer at one of those big clubs. They'll fill it up. We go pick it up and get them processed. So
And it is a refrigerated trailer.
it's a refrigerated
Yeah.
trailer.
I mean, probably might want to mention that. It's just
Yeah, it's not just
yeah.
some van or something
It's
rolls
not-
up.
Yeah.
Hey, give me your deer.
Yeah,
You got
it's not
deer
the
in there?
back of a U-Haul
And we
truck
also-
rolled up there.
No, it's a nice
It's a
trailer.
full-blown
Yeah.
refrigerated, logoed up trailer.
Well, that's good.
In fact, Duane borrowed it one time to store
Yes.
ice in there, and I still had got that thing off at
That's
32
it.
degrees. You got to
I'm gonna have to come
you got to
reprogram
come
it. ain't I?
reprogram.
That was one of the things I was wanting to say. Any hunter that drops your deer, make sure you check the temperature on it.
Yep.
And if there's any issues with that, give us a buzz.
Yeah, that we have had a few issues, but usually somebody's there to check it. It's got the the reading on the outside.
I try to swing
so-
by and check it.
Yeah.
Make
So-
sure everything's good, legit.
But yeah, many thanks to the bow hunters. They've really been instrumental over the years. They help us financially as well, and it's a collaboration from a lot of different people. I figured out a long time ago, I can't do it all myself. I don't want to.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
I'm not. meant
Sounds
to
like
be.
you are.
No, I don't. I'm learning as I get older. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Experience. Hey, this is where the experience
Still
comes in.
learning. You still learning.
Well, yeah. I mean, I figured out I need the partners. I need all
Yeah,
these
you do.
partners to help
You
us
do.
do what we do. I
it sure
can't-
helps. It sure helps.
You
It sure
can't,
does.
It does.
and I don't want to do it. It's because it's not about me. We got a lot of hungry people in the state, and we got a lot of deer.
Yeah.
and
There
we,
is a lot
we
of
could
deer.
do more.
It sounds like you're doing a good
You
job.
really could.
I mean,
I
I mean,
enjoy it.
I ate mine. It's pretty good.
Well, I give you
Hey,
another
hey,
one. I've
the
got
meat
more.
the
Yeah,
meat
I'm
sticks are
hungry.
good, by the way. They are very
yeah,
good.
they're good. hmm
They are. Well, they're healthy. A lot of protein, and that's what oftentimes in the weekend backpack program, you might get a honey bun or you might get crackers.
Oh, really?
Or they're not. I mean, they do the best they can because the backpack program is not funded by the school. It's not out of the school budget.
No.
It's just
It's funded
completely
by a civic organization or a local church,
like a third party type of.
a third party type. Yeah. So it's not out of the school budget that so they buy what they can. A lot of times counselors, teachers come out of their own pocket.
Yep.
There's some great stories out there that my wife can tell them better than I can that will, like I say, make
Of
you
course
cry.
you can.
some- Yeah.
I bet you can.
Yes, you can. So it's a wonderful program, and I'm glad just had a little.
Oh yeah, and I think
sure.
you can definitely probably keep on going because I know there's tons of people that don't know how to do it.
They
You
don't.
know, and like me
Yeah.
myself included, I know now, but before it's like I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, so the more people know, the more they'd be
Right.
willing to donate. Do you see a lot more bow hunters donating food versus gun hunters throughout the season, or is it just because maybe bow season starts earlier and they don't
Yeah.
want to mess with a deer?
Well, and like with the urban hunts, and I'll let y'all comment on this. The first deer on all these urban hunts has to be donated to Hunters Feeding the Hungry.
Yes.
Yes,
They
sir.
set that up
Yes.
years ago.
Now, in saying that, if it's a wall mount, you can cape it out and keep the head, but the meat is donated.
Oh, black and white.
That's it,
That's
black
what
and
you
white.
gotta
As
do.
long as you put the meat in there, it's all good. You can cape it out and keep your mount, the all the above. And legitimately, like we were talking earlier, it's mandatory you donate that one. That's not the only one you have to donate. And you have guys in groups that get together and go, okay, look, I've got one in the freezer. I've got my donator done. Every third or fourth one in the group, we'll take over there, give to Ronnie. Like I said, all you got to do is field dress it. Take it to the trailer, drop it in, put your name,
That's right.
the all the above. So it works as a win-win because, like you said, there are times when somebody would go, I'm just not in the mood to skin this thing
Yeah,
tonight.
I don't want
Oh
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
A long drag or a long trail, do all the above, or looking at their watch going,
I got
it's
work
midnight
tomorrow.
and I got to work tomorrow. What
Yeah.
can I do to this? These trailers are there plugged in 24/7. So all you got to do is just back up to it, throw it in there, and you've done a good deed.
That's right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I heard you told me earlier you're an avid bow hunter.
Avid bow hunter for many years, past president of Arkansas Bowhunter Association, been in it 20 years now in general. Owned a 3D range, run a 3D range for 14 years. Teach, obviously, archery, IBP, ICEP, DL above, USA archery instructor. So they just kind of fell into kind of like you in the boats and the passion of hey, this is my thing. Just blessed to get to do what I get to do and hang out with cool cats and make a difference trying to help, with Ronnie. And ABA wise, the heritage, like I said, September will be the 65th year of Arkansas Bowhunter Association.
It's been around a while.
It is. It's the oldest and the largest. And when you think of people, like Ben Pearson was one of the founding members, and Roger Maynard and those guys.
Maynard, yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy to be like some of us here involved in the executive part of that. That's like trying to fill a set of shoes this big. Because like I said, we're nobodies. We just have and enjoy what we get to do.
Passion for it, that's it.
It is. It's all about passing down the heritage. The urban hunts, the registration is open now. You go online, Arkansas Bowhunter Association, it'll open. It's open now. The registration, the pre-registration, let me rephrase that, will shut down 11th of July.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what that does is
10th.
that gives us
The 10th.
10th.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah,
See,
well,
all right,
midnight.
that's
Yeah,
gonna
one
lead
of
us
them
into- that's
midnight
gonna lead us into the
things.
next
I was
Yeah.
wondering why she was here.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, she keeps us
correct
all.
us.
Yeah, she keeps
I
us
bet you
all
have to keep a
straight.
short leash on these guys.
Ding, ding.
Especially Otis. You
Hey,
for
watch
sure got to
out
keep
now.
it on
Yeah.
Otis.
The reason we shut it down a couple of days before the first orientation is last minute everybody just blowing up the computers.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, we prefer that you pre-register, but if you don't get in on the pre-registration, once you complete everything, you can show up at that orientation and you can register. And that's going to cost you an extra $5 because she gets, you're going to give her a little bit of headache.
She the boss lady.
Oh, yeah.
She pretty much cracks a tight whip.
Oh, I figure. She
yeah.
scares me.
She says jump, you're like, how high?
I use those
How high?
retractable leashes that have the button.
yeah.
that
You gotta reel 'em
locks
back
it.
in.
It's not.
I
It's
chew-
not.
I
It's
chew
not
mine
a
too,
taser.
Do you ever hear him? Do you ever hear him talking about something? You're just like,
Yeah.
You're like, we can't do that. What are you talking
Yes.
about?
Yes.
No, I know.
Like, why'd you tell him that? That's gonna be impossible for us to do that.
Yeah.
I think every man has that.
Yeah.
There's always that one woman that definitely tells you like, hey,
Hey, we do it too. It's a unisex.
Yeah, but it's okay if y'all do it.
Plague.
Well,
absolutely.
You pulled that off pretty smooth. But
Hey,
like
I've been
I said,
married.
That's it. There are some. My deal on the urban hunts, and like I tell everybody when they ask about it, yes, International Bowhunters Education you have to pass.
yeah,
Yes, if you're going to hunt with a crossbow, you have to do the ICEP, the International Crossbow Education. Yes, you have to go to an orientation. You're going to meet some of my guys, and it might even be me on the line. I'm going to make you shoot proficient and show me that you can put 3 in a kill zone.
yeah.
If you don't, you're not going to be urban hunting. But where else can you go for $50 and hunt from the 1st of September till the end of February
Exactly.
with an unlimited no point
Unlimited.
restriction? Unlimited, no point restriction, bag of tags in your pocket and donate to help feeding the
It's a
hungry
good
as well.
organization.
I mean, if you're just a avid bow hunter, just wants to go out there and just hunt and hunt,
That's
and
right.
hunt and hunt and chase and chase and
That's
chase. That's your passion. That's what
it.
you do.
That's it.
Well, and
It is.
here's one of the things that I've found, and I haven't been involved that long, but I've found that hunters still don't realize that when they urban hunt, if they register for the orientation in Russellville, they can still do all the other locations. They just have to go to the director at each of those sites and get their signature and their tags
Right.
separately.
Okay.
Once you qualify for one city, you can
qualify
hunt
for all of
So
them.
basically, it's like if you qualify to get in one, you're in.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And so I check boxes for every city that I'm going to hunt,
That's
every
right.
city, because you never know who you'll bump into that's
Mm-hmm.
got property. Like some of the cities, like we were talking about before, Hot Springs Village, of course, they're doing separate, but Fairfield Bay has areas we can hunt without asking anyone's permission. But like Russellville, there's different cities that you have to have permission to hunt any place in there. So I keep it open. I'm going to hunt all of them. And if I bump into somebody, and hey, if you need deer management, give me a buzz.
That's it. That's
The
it.
first
And,
year,
So
the first year that I did it, I certified in Fairfield Bay, and I'm closer to Russellville.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and because I'd gotten everything and all my qualifications in Fairfield Bay, I went to the director in Russellville, had him give my signature. He gave me a document that told me where I was allowed to hunt.
Yeah.
And he gave me 5 tags and he said, you use those, all those, come back and get some more.
That's right. That's cool.
When,
Oh,
when
wow.
you go through, you at the end of the orientation and you're standing in line getting all your paperwork and your tags, there are spots that the city will give you permission and a map that is city-owned property.
okay.
So it's not like you have to
So it's
go.
not like private.
There is some private
there
who
is
will
private,
allow.
But that map that they're
That's
giving
right.
you is
there. In
their
other words,
land.
that it's not like you're just going totally blind and
Yeah.
go, I got to go knock on a door and find a place to hunt.
Yeah.
There is some property that the city is city property
Yeah,
that you can hunt it.
that's right.
So it's a blind hunt, but not really a totally blind hunt. And you can, like I said, once you qualify at one, you're qualified for all the cities.
And
That's pretty
I'm sure these hunters had their little honey holes.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
You
they
know.
got them pinned down. They're
That's
like, I gotta
exactly-
get there. I gotta get there.
I'm sure
They're
I'm sure,
sweeting up to the landowner.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they
I can see me and Beast guys like, oh boy,
showing up with a thing of cookies. Like, hey,
where did we go?
Well,
Mhm.
and because of the backing that we have with the local police departments and game and fish, if there's a problem, and we all know because we're all hunters, we've had those that go, tree huggers, you're killing Bambi, da 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 da.
You got tree huggers out there?
Yeah, we do.
I don't believe they're
yes.
real.
You think they're real?
Yeah, there was a lady that wrote a
think they're
big
real.
thing up in the article and said,
Well, we get comments like that, but
Yes.
I just assume they're probably bots.
well, here's
By, like,
here's my
the-
thing,
The
Oh,
way
boy,
they
here
come
we go.
about it.
and here's the way to answer that. Okay, they have a choice, and it's up to us as hunters, because we as hunters are the best conservationists there is. Which would you rather have them do? Overpopulate and die of starvation, or be able to donate some to organizations
That's a good
like
point.
Ronnie?
It is a good point.
That's
a
It's
good
it's a
point.
natural
It's-
food chain.
In the
You know?
cities, it has dropped the insurance on the vehicles because of the lack of accidents
Exactly.
and D all above, and they're not as overpopulated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a win-win for everybody. Most just don't understand the logistics behind it.
Well,
And
and
They don't understand it and you can't teach them.
And
That's
I've
it.
educated
wanna
my
learn
family. I've educated my family on the, how do you just go out and kill deer? I said, it's not. I said,
Your family.
every time you drive in Northwest Arkansas, Bella Vista, every time that you see a dead deer on the side of the road, I said, if we are not able to control that population, you have human injury, you have wasted food source. And you look at all the positives and a lot of people don't think about that until.
So your whole family thinks like that? And you're the
No,
one person
no,
who
no.
don't?
No, not
Oh,
because they're not knowledgeable about
Oh.
why. And I've been able to help my family understand. Now, I had a sister that we had a bear and 3 cubs on the property, and she said, "You're not going to kill it, are you?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Well, won't those cubs miss their mom?" I said, "I'm going to get them too and hang them on the wall right beside her." But I said, "No,
Oh,
that's
man.
not." But no, we're not doing that. It's just educating people about the benefits of promoting conservation and the habitat for deer to flourish.
Yeah, there's a healthy balance with everything. You know,
Yep.
there's a give and there's a take.
There-
Nothing is just
Mhm.
constant.
and it's
It's always
sad. I mean,
changing.
it's sad. I mean, I shoot a deer. It kind of makes you sad for a second, Man,
Just a second, though, huh?
yeah,
But and a lot
But
of people feel-
it does. But it does have a purpose. You
Yes.
eat the meat. My wife cooks wild meat every night. We try not to buy stuff from stores, and
Well, for one, you know what you have.
that you know what
Yeah,
you have,
know
and
what you
also you spend a lot of money doing it. So you try to, because it does cost a lot of money.
don't calculate the cost per pound.
No,
No.
it's not. It's
No.
not
No.
a good.
It's not a good
It's not a good
calculation.
number.
It's like we were talking earlier. You take a pound of ground deer meat. Now, like Ronnie said, there's no fat added to the ground meat, but a lot of the shelters and stuff, like he said, don't have protein, but they got regardless whether it's a name brand or an off brand of Hamburger Helper.
Yeah.
You would be surprised of how many families don't have the opportunity that we did to sit down and have a meal that's Hamburger Helper and green beans and a can of corn opened, that we don't ever think about. We think about, hey, that's hunting camp quickies, the all the above. But as hunters and conservationists, if we can put and help put that meat in his hands, it'll go to the right places. Because how many of us have neighbors that are elderly that we get the opportunity to go hunt their piece of property, and automatically what do? We take deer meat
Give
over
some
there.
meat.
That's
Mhm.
it.
Yep.
That's it. That's how it's passed down. So it's just a bigger picture continuing of what I think we were taught true conservationists and hunters, regardless if you gun hunt, you bow hunt, you crossbow hunt, whatever. That's the way I look at that.
I believe more people's going to believe in that as the prices of food go up. And the struggles.
Well, everything comes back.
It does
at some point.
How it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know,
history repeats itself.
Another thing with deer herds, any cowboy knows, you know, a cattle rancher, you can only have so many cattle on so many acres.
That's right.
And the same thing with a deer herd. I mean, you know, taking out older, healthier deer, you know, mature does, whatever, it's going to free up, you know, resources for those younger deer to feed us. Deer management. I mean, you can talk to any city council, none of them would argue about, you know, spaying and neutering animals. Well, you can't do that with deer. They tried it, like we talked about before.
So you guys seeing it growing? Is the organization growing? Are you seeing the numbers go up, or is it getting smaller? Or
It goes in waves.
Does it?
It goes in waves.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the hunting aspect and the questions that we get about the hunting aspect, the 3D target stuff, you know, it's a whole different realm, and it's what we all do in the off season, you know, to keep up on our game as far as the hunting. But you have, and like you said, hunting, archery as a hunting industry, yes, the numbers are getting bigger and bigger and better and better. And you have, and I hate the terminology as far as, you know, you're a horn hunter or you're a trophy hunter. No, but because I choose to take 4.5-year-old and older deer out, is called deer management.
Yeah.
It ain't about the horns. We all, and I say that.
Age.
That's right.
It's
all about the age. Every bow hunter, every gun hunter would all like to go, hey, yeah, I got one in the books. If you find one that says different, he's a liar. If you find one, a bow hunter especially, says he ain't never missed and he ain't never lost a deer, he ain't been doing it longer, he's a liar.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of how it is.
You know,
But just because we're
too.
doing and educating on deer management doesn't mean we're trophy hunters.
You know, the reality is we're losing hunters nationwide. Arkansas is.
Well, I think that's
We're-
just a generation thing.
It's a
It is.
generational thing.
The technology is driving people away from outdoors.
Yeah.
You know, they'd rather sit in AC and play on their tablets or play a
Yeah.
video game or something.
So we got to keep talking about this because you talked about Bambi a while ago. That Disney movie that came out in the 50s.
That's right.
That did more damage to hunting
Yes.
because people still talk about that. Oh, you're going to shoot Bambi?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people think, well, I can't shoot that mama doe if she's got a couple of fawns in the fall. But those fawns do just fine.
You betcha.
They learn real quickly to
betcha.
survive on their own.
You
in
betcha.
fact, they're probably better off.
Yeah.
They learn quicker
Yeah.
to survive.
I can see that.
God-given
A lot of people
instincts.
think, well, I
That's right.
can't shoot that because how are the fawns going to survive? But they do
Well, I
fine.
mean,
I've laughed for years and said, if you don't think them little spotted does and them little babies don't know from the ground, I said, when you see one, I said, blow at one and watch what happens.
Mm.
Yeah.
I said, it'll hit the ground and it'll disappear instantaneously.
I don't know.
Poof.
Me and B-Sky was on a hunting trip one time. It didn't happen that way. But B-Sky shot the mama, and the baby came back out.
I was
Oh,
standing, I was
man.
like, I told Dad, I was like, man, you're gonna have to shoot it.
I mean,
I
I
can't
shoot
watch
that
this
thing.
no more.
I said, that's too far. It's too little.
Mm-hmm.
Far
Yeah.
too little.
But no, I mean, I get it.
We call
You
them
know,
peel 'em and eat 'ems in
yeah.
my neck of the woods.
We're covered up with does, you know, and it's
It's a big
hard.
problem.
It is.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't
Big
like
problem.
cleaning a bunch of does.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like cleaning any of them actually. But you know, we do. But it's nice to be able to take it somewhere and also do something nice for people.
Yeah.
Because you know, there is a lot of hungry people in this world.
There is.
You know,
There
it's nice to know there's still good people like you guys out doing your thing, enjoying the sport, and also doing something good with the meat.
Yep.
You know, so when does all this start? When does it take place?
Urban hunts open the
We
1st
got
of
that
September.
timeline, Daniel.
Yeah.
And it, Arkansas
that
has opened up
timeline.
earlier for a velvet
Yeah,
hunt
the
this
velvet
year.
hunt, yeah.
Yeah, there's
So-
a velvet hunt.
There
That's
is.
the first weekend. And
Mm-hmm.
I know there's been
I'm
a-
so busy and wrapped up usually by urban hunt because we all laugh and go, it's 106 degrees and I'm in a tree.
Oh yeah.
I
You know,
it's terrible.
mosquito-
Urban hunt
Mosquitoes.
1st of September.
That's when you say you're feeding the hungry.
That's
Oh, yeah.
it. That's
I'm feeding
it.
hungry. I'm doing
So,
it on
I mean,
purpose.
Do you guys get a bunch of tree huggers protesting your
I
events?
I was over at HSV, Hot Springs Village, and I had somebody get parked right down the road from
Can we
where I
even
was
say
at,
tree huggers?
get out, slamming their door
Yeah,
over
it's
and
okay,
over,
it's okay.
and there's no reason to even be out, just slamming their door over and over, just
Right.
like.
Don't that just make you mad?
Well, you got a part where you strategically plan this deal to where they move deer to you. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
anything gets in between you and them,
what's crazy about it is like, 'cause, like, it ain't like we're trying to shut down anybody else doing anything
Exactly.
within the law.
Hey, mind your own business.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, if this is what you enjoy doing, I might not agree with it, but I
Exactly.
mean, if it's legal, it's legal,
Yep.
That's
right?
right.
Well, and
Well-
there's stipulations.
And during my first orientation, it was very impactful that it was be responsible and be a representative, because if you're going around blood everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
making it appear that you don't have
Any
a concern for what the public the image you project as a hunter. So one of the things that they went over in the orientation was how to take care of that without it being a black eye for the public who wants to find every reason to attack your sport. And
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we have to live that way.
Yeah.
To tippy toe around people's feelings.
But there are
Exactly.
people
think
who
They can say
abuse
whatever
it.
they want to say to
Yeah,
us.
That's it.
I know.
This-
It's,
That's the image of they see the people who don't use those
Yeah.
means of respect, and that's what they stick to.
Absolutely.
I think they view the sport as just redneck and uneducated
Yep.
people.
And-
Well, and convenience as technology and, going to the grocery store, convenience has made people lose the vision of what the world's like,
That's it.
how the natural world works.
That's it.
Things eat things.
Yeah.
It's
They
definitely
do.
changed. The world's
I mean,
changing.
It is.
It's
Well,
changing.
And it's not. We don't want to give off the wrong perception, and I say that being it's not like it's a free for all, because yes, these are archery hunts only in the city, but there's rules. You have to be 50 yards from a dwelling. You
And-
can't just
It ain't the wild, wild west.
It ain't the way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna walk out in your backyard and there's gonna be arrows flying everywhere.
It could be the Wild Wild West, though. Piss them all off.
Oh, we had someone last
promise
year who
I'll let my hair down and go redneck with them.
we did. We had someone last year who said, "Hey, there's this trophy and it's in the neighborhood," and I said, "No, you
He
didn't
wants to shoot
contact
it like in the road, like
in the." Like I said, no, you need to contact the city to find out what the regulations are of where it's located, where you're located. You can't just go out and shoot it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of talent to kill these deer with
Mhm.
a bow. I think a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to actually bow hunt.
and it's not like
You know.
one person is just massacring deer
No.
with a bow. It's not
Yeah,
how it
it's-
works.
You gotta
You
be
know.
you gotta be a pretty disciplined hunter.
A lot of patience.
or lucky, or lucky. Of course, I'm not
Both.
lucky.
Both.
I don't know if I'm disciplined either. I don't know what I am, but you do have to have some talent,
Yeah.
and some dedication. to
It
the
takes
sport.
it takes a little time to get proficient. Like I said, that's the whole reason at these orientations we do a proficiency.
Mhm.
Now we've worked with Morel Targets, which is another company here in Arkansas. Obviously, they make us a bag that, along with Game and Fish, is the simulation of a live adult whitetail. It's got a lung area, and it's got a hard area,
Mm-hmm.
and the proficiency usually 17 to 22 yards, because we want short shots in the city. You have to be elevated at least 10 foot in the air, so all the arrow trajectory goes down. I mean, it's not
So you can't hunt out of a blind.
no,
I got you.
blind.
not unless you want to put it up 10 feet in the air.
I got you.
And if you want to put it 10 feet, have at it, brother.
And don't call me to help you put it up either.
But it's not, we've been doing this so many years. We worked through a lot of the
Well, that
bugs.
makes sense.
I imagine you've just about being 60 plus years, you've just about seen just about every scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Just about.
I've had them, up there in Horseshoe Bend, I've had them literally come through the woods rattling pots and pans.
I mean, what's the worst scenario that situation y'all got into that got hairy to
Oh,
where
that's terrible.
I mean, surely there's been something happen where, I mean, Does law enforcement ever get involved?
Oh yeah,
Or they
and here's
come
the
out
thing.
there to the woods
Yes,
and
and
get
here's
you?
the thing. They work with us real well. All you have to do if you have a problem like that is contact them or contact me or an ABA member, and they will come take care of it.
So is it the residents that's doing
Oh.
this, or is it the
It's
some residents say, "Hey, can't hunt my property. That's my deer."
well, I've run into that.
Really? That's
Some
my
of them think
pet
it's
deer.
their pets.
Because
yeah.
I've been
like you
feeding that
said,
deer for 6
that's right.
months.
Now, Arkansas
I
is
gotcha,
not a
gotcha,
right to
gotcha.
retrieve state.
Yeah.
So if you've got a lot and I've got a lot, and I harvest that deer and I shoot that deer on my lot and it runs to yours, legally I can't go over and get it.
Mm.
Now I'm gonna come ask you.
Yeah.
If you refuse
That's what
or
it is
give me a
normally,
hard time, I'm gonna pick up the phone, and the next person that's gonna be there is gonna be a police officer and a game warden, because if you refuse to do something with it, they can write you a ticket for wanton weight.
We got
Oh,
you.
because you're saying basically the deer, once it runs on their property, is their liability.
Yeah.
It is if they want to refuse
If they
to let
if
you
they
get
don't
it.
want to get it,
That's right.
and
That's right.
Why wouldn't somebody? Why would
That's,
somebody
Just
do
to be a
that?
jerk.
There you
man,
go.
Just to be
that's
a
what
jerk.
we say, because
Well,
you have
and
to have
even
right,
if it-
written
Or
permission.
another deer?
Exactly.
And so that it doesn't lay there
Sure,
and
you're not
suffer if it didn't get a clean shot to kill.
Mhm.
that's the thing. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Why can't people just work together?
I mean, just work
That's it.
together, guys.
That's it.
Get along.
I mean, we're
Where'd
fortunate.
that go?
We're fortunate.
That's a struggle.
You know, all these years, y'all hadn't had. I mean, you've had thousands of hunters, and you really
we had
hadn't-
not had no major situations.
not
No,
really any
sir.
major
No,
we,
stuff.
we really haven't.
nothing
No.
major.
You know,
Very
just-
fortunate it's Arkansas.
Yeah,
You
just
know?
stupid
Yeah.
stuff, rattling pans and whatnot. We
Well,
did,
Not all the cities are messed up. Just
No,
just
yeah.
the great big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The great big ones are pretty.
And I-
Everybody's been pretty cool.
know,
I haven't
that's-
had really any real
The blue
problems
ones.
other than that door slamming.
They're typically
scenario.
with
of
you.
that shade.
yeah, they're typically that
Blue
shape.
cities.
Yeah.
That
Or the
speaks to the
problem.
professionalism that y'all have done this over the years. It's if you go to these orientations, it's very well done. It's in order. I mean, all the rules are laid out. It's got to be that way.
Yeah,
it's
is.
got to be, and they've done a
It is.
very good job over the years of doing. I've been in most of those orientations for the last
Yeah,
10
I
years.
see the schedule here. The
Yeah,
schedule.
we got a
yeah,
timeline.
it does
I
look
read
good.
up last night, and registration deadline is July 10th, like Duane was talking about earlier. July 13th, we'll have a proficiency shoot in Russellville, and then July 20th, Cherokee Village and Horseshoe Bend. Where's that at, Duane?
Razorback archery.
Razorback Archery. Okay,
Mhm.
You
I
guys,
couldn't put but so much on here.
Yeah.
July 28th, Helena, West Helena,
Yep.
and then August the 3rd will be Fairfield Bay and Heber Springs shoot, proficiency shoot, and
well, you could have
Fairfield
went a
Bay.
little bit smaller print, maybe.
Well, I did the best I could with it.
I'll be honest with you. You did a pretty good
I'm not a
job.
tech-
He said he's got to see it.
Did you
Gotta put
really
the
do
writing.
that?
I did it, yes, sir.
Did you do it yourself?
I did.
Or did you have-
What kind of
Canva-
programs did
It's
you use?
Canva app. I
Oh,
tried to get
oh,
Copilot to do
okay,
it for me,
I got you.
and it said use Canva. So I went and got
I
the
got
Canva
you.
app.
That's good.
Yeah,
August
that's
17th.
professional looking.
This is how this worked out. Bass Pro, I was in there talking to Archer guy. He asked me to do an intro to bow hunting for him. So we're going to do that again. This will be our second annual deal. And then I shoot, me and my buddy Doug Crowder. We shoot out at the 3D range. At Arkansas Rifle Range has a 3D range that goes around the ponds. So Bill Haynes asked me to get them some more publicity. So I said, we'll just tie those two together. Intro to bow hunting for Bass Pro and 3D tournament archery. Intro to 3D tournament archery out there.
You guys don't have like a big buck pod or anything, kind of bring people to
We
the
used
sport.
to have that, didn't we, Duane?
Used to we
I mean, that'd be kind of cool, if you just had a big buck.
Yeah.
as a member, once you become a member of ABA, there are some things like Bowhunter of the Year and Member of the Year and stuff that are awarded that has nothing to do with the 3D archery part. It's just
It's just being a member
in person, yes,
yeah.
and what you do. Because here's the thing, and it is like Ronnie said, in their organization, there's one boss that takes care of it, and but everybody that does everything for ABA is 100% volunteer.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody drawing a check. Regardless, you see the 10 or 12 guys doing an orientation, and I say guys, gals as well. I'm not leaving you out, dear.
She was about to let you know that.
Yeah, she was gonna get
Giving
me.
you that look.
But-
huh?
It doesn't bother me.
We're there.
Oh, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
She's been around enough and hang out with.
Oh, she works extremely hard for
yes,
us.
she does. She's
Yes,
probably one of the hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got a crew that comes in the night before.
Yeah.
Sets all this up because we start shooting at 7 o'clock that morning. And to give you a numbers idea, and Ron, like I said, Ronnie's been in almost every one.
Mm-hmm.
When we were still doing the Hot Springs Village one, we would start shooting as soon as it was sure enough daylight enough to shoot comfortably and safe. We'd run through 500 shooters and had everything packed up and ready to go by 11:30 and go eat lunch.
That's incredible.
That is
That's
incredible.
awesome.
That's
The-
500. That's a lot of
Yes.
people.
That's
Very
a lot
efficient.
of people.
Yes.
Very efficient.
It-
I just tells you how many deer we got.
It's a machine,
Mhm.
and I've laughed for years and said it's a well-oiled machine. All of us are instructors. We all work together.
Bunch of blue collars.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's what makes everything go around.
Mhm.
Blue collars. For
Mhm.
sure.
So go ahead and finish the schedule for us, Otis.
And so September 1st, we're going to kick off urban bow hunting, and that will be our start date. September 14th, Havoc Boat has donated a boat to us. We're going to have our fall championship will be the next weekend, actually, but we're going to have our fall banquet at First Pentecostal Church in North Little Rock. I'll just run over that real quick. Fall banquet, September 14th, 6 p.m. ABA, Havoc Boats, and Whitetails Unlimited is pitching in with us this year. We're going to be giving away a Havoc boat. We're going to be, what model is that, B. Scott?
VJST.
Okay. We're also going to be giving away rifles, shotguns. Duane, you may know more about what all Whitetails Unlimited is going to pitch in.
I haven't seen the actual list yet.
But rifles and
Yeah.
shotguns is what
Yeah,
I was
there'll
told.
be lots of goodies.
So,
So
let me
that-
ask you guys on enough of the program and then what we all got coming up.
Because they could definitely see the program and
Yeah, I
scheduling
mean-
on the internet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who's ready for bow season? I mean, y'all ready to get out there and start sweating to try to chase that velvet
Well, I know,
buck?
you
I've
know,
already
the
been
last 3
trimming
days-
limbs, brother.
The last 3 days has been really nice outside.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I went fishing
Almost gives you a taste of
and
it.
I heard a deer blow at me.
Almost.
Yeah.
I was like,
I've been hearing
I was
deer
ready.
blow at me the last
I was
couple
ready.
weeks.
It got me. It got me thinking about climbing up a tree when I heard that
Oh,
deer
yeah,
blowing.
babies are on the ground.
I
and-
have to tell you that. So yesterday, I live in Boonville, Arkansas,
Where's
Boonville.
Boonville?
40 miles east of Fort Smith.
Okay.
40 miles east.
And so I live out close to the Perry Michaels wildlife demonstration area. And on my way to Maumelle, that was my halfway spend the night point, I saw a deer, a buck, a small young buck, but he was in velvet and
Oh,
he'd
yeah?
probably end up being a 6-point maybe.
Pump you up.
This is what I do. I turn around and I drive back because he stopped. And
You
he
just
looked
wanna take
at
a
me.
It
picture?
aggravates
I turn
my wife when
around
do
and I
that.
go look. I have to look. Came back around and he was still in the field a little farther down. And I slowly crept by and he ran. Well, this is where I qualified for
Yeah,
the
who's
last 4
landowner?
years. It's the Arkansas Game and Fish.
Yeah.
And I've qualified for the early modern gun permit hunt for the last 4 years. So I decided I was just going to drive down in the area and I didn't see it again and didn't see any other ones, but you know, I've had some great opportunities to shoot nice deer.
Creeping.
But
She's
then
window
yes,
shopping.
She's window
yes,
shopping for sure.
yes.
What you doing?
yes, this is my early
Cut.
She's scouting.
That's it.
Yeah, this is my early
That's it.
season scouting. But they have field trials out there,
That's
so it
funny.
makes it hard to scout anyway. But then I saw a nice, beautiful brown coated doe, probably 20 miles beyond that. And I
Definitely
just
getting
see
there.
them, and I saw another one today on
So,
my way
so
here.
otherwise, you
If you
get
wait-
ready. You get
I'm
ready.
ready.
If you wait till dark,
Yeah.
if you stay here right before dark and you drive about 30 minutes south, I promise you'll see about 50.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
They're
terrible.
everywhere.
It's terrible.
Everywhere.
167.
and the more I
I
see,
mean,
the readier I
Oh,
am.
yeah.
And
It's
every ride out into the pastures to check my spots, I see tracks.
Oh yeah.
So she's getting ready.
Yeah.
You ought to
So-
be trimming lanes and getting.
Oh yeah. You definitely have to have it on your mind. Now let me ask you this though: when this thing launches off, are y'all full fledged up in a tree somewhere, or are y'all kind of like bouncing around, just managing, making sure everything's going smooth? Are y'all out there in the field?
I try to rotate my spots, not burn one area out, but yeah, we hunt pretty hard.
I tell
I guarantee
everybody
it.
there's a voicemail and my phone gets text. Don't be upset if I don't answer it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
it's on vibrate, but yeah, it's full blown hunt mode.
Do y'all only hunt urban land? Like, have y'all moved to where you only hunt urban land? No.
No, I hunt some private property too. I got a place in Missouri. I might be hunting this year, and actually with Andy, I might be going up there.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then I got families, got in-laws up there in Missouri, and I got some private land I hunt in North Arkansas.
So you guys are getting fired up. It sounds like
y'all are getting fired up.
I'm gonna go to war.
Well,
this
and
year.
it's the thing is, and most don't understand, these urban hunts is a separate set of tags. It has nothing to do with your regular tags.
Yeah.
So you can,
I think
you can put meat in the freezer. You can put meat in Ronnie's freezer and save your tags.
I think that most people
managing your wherever you're at.
I think for most people, it's just getting onto the website, doing the information, filling it out. A lot of people,
because there's steps to it.
A lot of people are just impatient.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I order something off the internet, I always tell my wife, I send it to her to do it. I don't even take time to put my information in there.
Oh,
yeah.
Then she ordered me a fishing pole this morning, so I sent the fishing pole to her, and it went to her phone, and she already had it all programmed. It had all of her information already into the site.
all you gotta do
I'm
is
like,
slide
what the
slide
hell?
right. That's
You
it.
are a professional at this.
Yeah.
You know,
Autofill.
I mean, the
There's
whole
one thing I
thing.
did want to
All
say
she had to
about
do is
that.
shop.
It's
About the
That's a
tags.
dangerous thing with your phone and Amazon. You can get
She's
it
so
so quick
good at
these
it.
days. It's
convenience.
Like, it
Convenience.
is.
I
Whole
mean,
time I've been wasting my time.
Yeah, there you go.
One thing I wanted to say about the tags, they are unlimited, but if you shoot a deer, you have to have that tag in your pocket.
That's it.
Like if they give us 3 tags,
That's-
you can only shoot 3 deer that morning. If you shoot a deer and you don't have a tag for that deer, we had a guy, was it 2 years ago, lost his hunting privileges with us. So you have to have as many tags
And he knew
in your
that.
pocket as you have.
But
deer
if you
on the
make a
ground.
mistake, you know, if you do make a mistake, can you call? Can somebody call you all? Say, hey, look, I got a mistake.
Don't call me.
Oh my God!
Don't
Here we
call
go.
me.
And don't call Clarence.
My phone,
Don't call me.
My phone's going to ring and I'm going to go, you did what?
So
Now-
you guys been there before then?
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean, and you know, the bad part is,
I mean, people make mistakes, right?
I mean, it happens.
Well,
Yeah.
I believe in mercy, so just don't call me, and then I don't have nothing to do with it.
but
Yeah, let me find out later, like way later.
yeah,
We do
Yeah.
have a rule on the fawns donated
Yes.
to hunters feeding
There-
hungry.
there
Now,
really
there's
is.
No small deer.
no small deer.
Yeah.
And we have had a couple of occasions where somebody had shot a deer and they thought it was a little bigger than what it was. So I think the wildlife
I've
officers
done that before.
in a lot of
Not a
cases
fawn.
will
Hey,
we'll overlook
talk
that.
about ground shrinkage.
and now, well, and
Yeah, give us a big deer. We don't want small ones.
Yeah.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
there's times when, and we've all been there because we've seen, especially if you bow hunted very long, you see 3 or 4 deer come in and you're watching one particular deer, and all of a sudden you turn and you look and you go, oh, that one gave me that ditch,
That's it.
and you don't see the one behind it, and you get 2 for 1.
With the
and the
bow,
With a bow,
Oh yeah, all day
I
long.
haven't
baby.
done it.
you know, right?
I haven't done
Really?
it. I have a hard enough time shooting 1 for 1.
You need to you need to come to my neck of the woods and hang out, and I'll teach you.
1
a
for
thing.
1 is enough for me.
Yeah.
I'll help out.
Getting a pass
But
through
no,
and
a
get 2
two
deer.
2 for 1. Yeah, it
Oh,
happens.
I imagine that's definitely fixed blade action
It's,
there.
no,
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
like
that's
I have a
mechanical.
better chance of getting struck by lightning twice.
Oh, beats
Back
gotta
to
be like,
back.
hey, I got 2 with 1 shot.
You won't believe this.
No way.
They're both wall hangers.
now, I ain't been that lucky.
That's right. That's right. Well, guys, hey, I appreciate y'all coming.
Yes, sir.
And
Can I say
Thanks for
one
having
thing?
us.
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
So we had online registration open up on Monday.
Yeah.
And as of this morning, we've had 60 people already get through that process. Now, some have had, and we worked out a few kinks. There's always with technology, there are going to be a few things to work out. But there were a few people that were having multiple attempts. We think we've gotten that sorted out, but they're on the website, ArkansasBowhunters.org, under the Urban Hunt tab. There are instructions about what to do. It'll
you have
ask you to
issues.
pay first. There's a continue button when you get to the end. Don't check your email. It says continue, which then takes you to the registration form where you choose your location, you choose your
Okay.
weapons, and that process is through, and it'll send an email that says you have successfully registered. For the urban hunt. But yes, for 3 days we were up to beyond 60 people.
That's awesome.
That is good. I got one more thing too. What kind of bow y'all shoot?
Elite.
You shoot elite?
I
Elite.
shoot a Bowtech SR350.
Bowtech.
But I wish I wouldn't have got
You
rid
don't
of my
shoot it,
Matthews,
though?
to be honest with you.
What Matthews you
I
have?
had the Creed.
The
Yeah.
Creed.
I was constantly tearing the fletching off with it. I was very consistent with my Creed.
Where do
but
you shoot?
It sounds like a great reason to get rid of it.
I have
Yeah,
an
exactly.
elite.
You shoot
You
elite?
always want
31,
something later
and
and greater, you know
also
what I'm saying?
have,
With
I
older
use
bow.
crossbow also.
You shoot crossbow?
Uh-huh.
I'll be dang.
When
I
the
shoot a
leaves come
Matthews.
off, I go to my crossbow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Forget it.
After rut, that's
We just a
so
couple
skittish.
phase 4 guys over here.
Oh yeah, phase 4. That's what we got.
I will.
it.
I will say one of the bigger
I know.
reasons.
We got our little audience to give us a thumb.
Hey, I don't want to hear it, dude. You
Hey, look
you
here.
show up in here again with a Hoy shirt, dude. It's over with.
He
Game
went from
over.
a phase 4 to a Hoyt, didn't he?
Yeah. What happened to that elk, Derek?
R-
What happened to that elk?
That was the phase 4.
Yeah.
I
Tell
will
him
s-
it wasn't a bow, it was a broadhead. You just shooting the wrong broadhead.
I will say one of
Yes.
the predominant reasons for me to use the crossbow, one of the reasons I got into it so much was I have dealt with for the last 6 years a major hernia. And so not to be able to draw back.
Yeah. Just to have it loaded.
But I've done both. So,
Tell them about how many tournaments you shot that 1 year.
oh, the first year I got started,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with my age. I'm 59. I started when I was 50. And in my first year, and this is the reason I'm with Arkansas Bowhunters today, I shot in over 80 tournaments in the state.
So what made
my
you get into
first year.
bow hunting? Or I mean, what
How'd
made
you dive into that like that?
So you,
I
you just
always-
woke up one morning at 50 and said, I'm going to start bow hunting.
No. Before that, I'm a retired public school educator and grew up in a
You a
family of
teacher?
6. Yes.
What'd you teach?
Math,
Oh, my God.
mathematics.
That's why that makes sense.
All
right,
but
get it.
but so I just always wanted to, and it ended up in a friendship that also had a history of bow hunting, and so I got with Arkansas Bowhunters. The more I found out about Arkansas Bowhunters Association and what they did, and the cooperation that they had.
So that
with-
explains that you was a teacher. So that's why you enjoy doing this. 'cause
I
you like
love
giving.
I love it.
Yeah, that's good
I
stuff.
absolutely love it.
You
And
drove a long ways here today.
I drive a long way everywhere.
Yeah.
I drive
So you're
all the
definitely
time.
A
dedicated.
road
I can
warrior.
Yes.
We were crossbow loaded, ready.
Yes, I will tell you one of the things.
I know
that.
why she shoots a crossbow. No, I'm just kidding.
One of the things that we also do in part of our instruction in giving and teaching with the Big Buck Classic, we've set up booths, and we have the hoverball system, which mainly targets youth with the traditional type bow recurve. But we also have a virtual hunting simulation trailer that it
pretty cool.
is
That is pretty cool.
phenomenal.
All the kids
And
love that
I've
thing,
seen it.
man.
I've
They
seen
love it.
videos of those.
That's
They're
when
pretty
you
sweet.
can
Cool.
shoot
Big buck.
from a distance and you're in a real life situation, at least on a video screen, and you can choose to see the vitals ahead of time or not, and you shoot, and that deer is between 2 trees, and you have to make that judgment: is it worth the attempt? Am I going to be able to do that, or do I need to just let it go? And through this simulation, you hit it, and as soon as you hit it, the screen freezes and the vitals will pop up.
Oh yeah.
Or you can do the vitals, and it does scenarios. You can do an African hunt. You can.
I would love to have that in my
It's
house.
Oh, that's cool.
amazing.
That would be cool.
It's
You know?
amazing, and we
I
do
tried to
big
get them
shot.
to park it at my house.
We use the
I'd
big.
love to have that.
We
in my
use the
house.
big shot technology with that. So
That's pretty cool.
It
That's
is,
pretty
and
cool.
it'll throw up if you. There are situations where you can shoot
Yeah.
and it throws a big X up, like you're not supposed to do that. That's not the right ethical
Like-
shot.
Wrong.
Yeah,
right.
Then
Be
one
like-
scenario's got a doe in front of a buck. You got to
Beast
wait
Guy
for her
would
to
argue with
move.
that.
It's a cool
Yeah.
scenario.
But
Yeah.
as a
you
former
didn't know the moment.
educator, these are all the things that, in my mind, if we're going to build a future of hunters, these are tools that help people understand, even in late age. I mean, we have adults that I've never really done this. I want to get started. I love to be a
Well,
testimony.
you're an example of that.
Yes,
Well,
I
I
love to
think
be
we-
a testimony for people
Absolutely.
who do.
Not saying you're old or nothing.
My second year, I'm getting older. So are you.
I know. I mean,
Hey, he's not a sprung chicken either.
You look. Hey,
Okay?
you look good for 59.
Thank you. Hey, I had a 25-year-old tell me how I was wearing a Superman shirt, and
Yeah.
he told me, He said, I love your shirt. I said, I feel super. He said, you look super.
Oh yeah.
And as I was walking around
Well
the corner, he
played.
said, really super.
That's
Oh yeah.
He's
Well
like-
played.
So I was walking. I think
He
I was,
knows you got some hunting
I
land.
think I was flying.
Yeah. No
you
kidding.
know where all the spots are. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Hey,
logos all
That's
over the
exactly
car.
what it
Hey,
is.
no joke. I hunt 120 yards from my house.
Oh yeah.
Hey, after they're there.
That's right.
That's right.
Sometimes you kill the biggest deer right next to the houses. You know.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Sometimes you go an hour and a half away and come back with a deer standing in your yard.
I know it.
Or you'll, yeah.
I've done that before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
But
insulting
Yeah.
too.
That's when your wife calls you stupid. So I know.
Yeah.
Is that what yours says?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Well, hey, I appreciate everybody coming. It was a great talk. Learn more about the ABA. You know, the Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry. It's great stuff. Donating deer. Hey, if y'all haven't seen, you know, and need more information, go to their website and check it out. Get signed up. Get involved in it. It's really cool. Go to some of these 3D shoots. Go to some of the events they have. Tons of stuff to give away. And leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, drop a comment, let us know what you think. I'm sure some of y'all will.
It'd be fun.
And let's see what they say. Anyways, check us later on the next one.